Hey there. So this video, I'm going to talk about mating stuff together, and probably the most important thing in this video for anybody that's going to be using any gears is I'm going to be walking through how to do a gear mate, which I know that none of you have learned in your intro to engineering class yet. So yeah, I'm going to start off with my assembly. I'm just going to insert all the different parts that I've been working on. There's the rotor, as you've seen, there's that gear that I made, and then I also made a second gear, pretty much just using the same process that I did to make that first gear I showed in the video. And I also made what is going to be my representation of a generator, which, as you can see, I kind of skimped a little bit on that. Kind of just got a box, but yeah, that's going to represent my generator. So I've got these 4 different pieces, and I just want to start assembling them together, which will eventually be my finished product after the incorporation of a couple more parts. So yeah, first I want to get these gears in place at first. These gear mates can be kind of tricky. So you can see I'm mating that face of the gear to the front plane. Those are going to be coincident with each other. So those are mated. And then after that, I'm going to mate the shaft of that gear to I'm going to mate it to both the top plane and the right plane. And I'm going to make both of these tangent mates. And what this does is this effectively is pretty much going to fix this gear in place without actually fixing it, but this will allow it to rotate, but it can't really move off any of these planes. So that's exactly how I want that. So then, now that I feel good about that, I like how it's rotating and everything. So I'm gonna get that second gear over and get it in the same spot. So this time I'm gonna take that inside face. I'm gonna mate that to the front plane. So now it's over there, but I want it to be flipped. So under mate alignment, I'm just going to flip those. Nice. So now it's on the other side. And now the teeth will line up with the teeth from the first gear, which is exactly how I want it. So now for these next couple mates, with mating the shaft of this gear, I'm not going to make them tangent because that would pretty much just put it in the exact same spot as that first gear. But I'm going to use distance mates on this one, and I'm still going to mate the shaft of that gear to the top and the right plane, just with distances that I kind of figured out for this gear. And that'll be something that if you all do this, you're just going to want to play around with those distances a little bit and try to figure out what distances are right. It took me a little bit of playing around before I figured out what distances I wanted to use for this. So yeah, you can play around with that, or play around with possibly just being able to make those teeth gear coincident to each other. But so I like that. I like the positioning of that. I think that looks pretty good. That's pretty much how I want it to be. So now I'm going to make a gear mate. If you saw, I went into mechanical mates and clicked on gear. And then I'm just going to click on the teeth of each of these gears. Get those clicked on, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So it's pretty basic, pretty much just like doing any other mating. Nice. And now those are going to rotate with each other. So that's awesome. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. And yeah, really all that there is to gear mating. So for any of you who want to use that, that's exactly how you do it. And now I'm just going to get these other parts over here. So I'm going to make the plane of that gear shaft and the generator. I'm going to make those coincident with each other. And then I'm going to take those outside circles and I'm going to make them concentric with each other, just so they're lined up. Nice. So now I got got that gear rotating into the generator. And so I'm happy about that. Here I'm going to do something a little bit backwards, and there might be an easier way to do this that I'm not sure about, but I'm gonna float the rotor, and I'm gonna fix the generator because that's going to be the only thing that's not rotating just in the assembly right now. So I'm gonna fix that in place, but that's going to create some errors. Like I said, this is kind of a roundabout way of doing things, and there might be a better way to do it. But now I'm just going to go back into my mates, and really what it doesn't like about these mates is it doesn't like those distance mates with the second gear. But since it's kind of locked in with the generator at this point, I can get rid of those and it's still going to stay in the same spot. So yeah, now all those problems are resolved and everything's back to running exactly how I want it to. So I'm happy with that. And so now I just got to get the rotor over there. So with that, I'm pretty much going to just do exactly what I just did with the generator. I want to make those two faces coincident with each other. Nice. And then finally, going to make the two outer circles concentric with each other. Now everything is lined up just right how I want it. So nearly there at this point, but if I try to I can rotate the turbine, but it's not going to let the gears rotate still. Those are rotating separate of each other. So easy fix, I'm just going to make one more gear mate, and I'm just going to mate these two outer circles that are right next to each other. I'm going to mate those, and now rotation is linked. So as you see, I'm going to twist that, and the gears also twist. So that's exactly how I want it to be. So those are gear mates. Like I said, really not too tough. You just need to know where to click under mechanical mates to get there. But definitely pretty cool and pretty applicable for a lot of different energy generation. Yeah, so as always, I'm just gonna save this and rebuild with all the parts. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. Thanks for checking it out. Hope that these are helping you all with your projects. All right, bye.